palm reading of a particular person whose age is 45 years old. We are reading his particular hand, and he had many particular questions, and these are the questions that he has asked. He has asked regarding the health issues first. So, one by one, basically, I will try to answer you. See, the health issues can be seen uh, on each and every line, specifically the lifeline. This is the lifeline that we are referring to. And if the lifeline is a very, very simple kind, then it is considered to be a good sign. Now, what we find here is that this is the lifeline that we are referring to. And somewhere close to this particular age, this is age approximately 65, 70. That's when the lifeline kinds of ends, and a new one is kind of a supporting kind of a lifeline that is there inside the main lifeline. So the thing is that the imagine a situation if this was the lifeline and there was a overlapping line, then overlapping lines are considered to be good, like it's something like more energy is coming to the particular person. But if the line is getting underlapped, then basically decrease of energies. But it would be more significant if this was the lifeline and it was starting somewhere like this, then we would have said it to be negative. But because it is extending from the area of Mars negative, this is the area of Mars negative, the area of fire within us, the fighting spirit within us. So this particular line is called the line of protection. So the person would be protected against difficult people, difficult situations, and as well as bad health as well. So all these things are going to be, the person would have those protection around him. Apart from the lifeline, we also find that if there are few branches that are leaning downwards, outward, those are considered to be a little bit negative. But one of this is at an early age, roughly mid 30s, and this one could be the time the person is traveling in. So this is a rough estimate that I would say. Outward movement of the lifeline is considered to be bad because it may relate to health loss or wealth loss. It could be any of those things that could be depicted. Although this particular age could be not now, but probably around the age of 50, 51, 52. Roughly, this is the age that I would refer to. Now, apart from the lifeline, we also have to look the area encircling the mount of the lifeline that is encircling two mounts, the area for Mars and the area of Venus. So the Venus area is the area for energy. So people who have a very well padded area of Venus may have those energies that are going in their favor. So what's going to happen is, even if the person gets ill, so the recovery is going to be better because the area of Venus appears to be well padded. See, sometimes when we take the images, if we take the images in the wrong way, so probably this portion of the palm may appear to be more padded. But I guess because I've seen many images, so I feel that this area certainly is well padded, and that's the reason why more energies and stamina is likely to be there in his life. Now you would also notice that there are few horizontal lines. These horizontal lines are a little bit negative lines. It is something like you are traveling in a car. This is a car that you are traveling in. Lifeline is the car that you are traveling in. And these horizontal lines are cycle, scooter, bus, truck coming and striking your lifeline. So they do have an impact only and only if they do only have a major impact if these horizontal lines are of very great strength. Greater the strength, more the impact the person may suffer in his life. So it's kind of a mediocre line. It's not a very weak line, it's not a very strong line, so somewhere in the middle it is there. So the person would certainly have some impact or the other. So health related issues may crop up. It is not a certainty because you also have got a supporting lifeline. So supporting Lifeline protects this particular person. Now, health can also be seen not just on the Lifeline, but we also try to look at the headline. This is the line of head. You would notice that there appears to be a big island-like formation out here, island-like formation on the headline, and specifically after the age of 35. How we calculate the age 35 is, this is the line of money and this is the line of head. So this portion of the headline is after the age of 35, and this line extends for a long duration of time. It's a very long duration of time. The island is there. Now, island on the line of head is considered to be a negative because it is basically, it represents elongated period of mental stress and anxiety. Island is, because it's on the headline. So what is an island? Island is basically a small island between the sea. So what happens is, it depicts isolation. So island on the headline could mean mentally the person is isolated. So this is in a way a little bit negative, but I see, because the quality of the lines are not perfect, so that's the reason why it is hard to basically actually pinpoint. The thing is that it may also appear like it, at the first instance it appears that this is island, so island is bad, but it also appears that probably there is a line something like this that is leaning upward. The headline, it starts and it leans upward towards the Mount of Mercury. Even this is kind of leaning a little bit upward towards the Mount of Mercury. So upward movement of the headline is always good. It means mental upliftment and success can be experienced by this particular person after the age of 35. So upward movement of the headline is also seen. Books basically say the person could be good at writing, or it is also called the writer's folk. So in that way, it is good, the upward movement, but the way the image I can see is, it appears to be an island. So I would talk to this particular person, and then after he tells me about himself, probably then I would arrive at the conclusion. So what I should consider? Should I consider it to be an island, or should I consider it to be a upward movement of the headline? So the events that may have taken place in his life, they would basically tell me that, is it an island or is it that upward movement? If the person has experienced success after the age of 35 and upliftment of the mind, so that would basically mean that this is these upward branches. If the person experienced lots of mental issues, then basically it may depict to health related issues, mentally health related issues. Sometimes the island on the headline or the heartline somewhere out here could also mean eye related issues as well, can also be there, but it is not a certainty. Don't think that it is a certainty that those things are likely to happen, guaranteed. So don't think in those terms. Now, the second question the person asked, my age is less. He's basically being afraid that his age is very less. I would say, see, predicting the age is a very difficult task. It's just a guesswork. We just look at the whole hand, and then we look at each and every line, and then we basically make the conclusion. We also look at where the person is born and how good the healthcare is and how well off the person is. Because if a person is well off, the chances are the person would get good healthcare. So if the person is getting good healthcare, the chances are that the person would be able to regain back his health. So the thing is that the second question was, my age is less. So I wouldn't say that his age is less, because each and every line does tell about something regarding the age. So let's take the line of sun. Now this portion of the head sunline before the age of before it touches the headline, this is the intersection of the head and the sunline. So this age is roughly before the age of 35. This is 35 to 53, and this portion is 53 and beyond. It is very solid kind of a line. You would wonder why we are taking a look at the sunline to arrive at the conclusion regarding the line. So the reason is we should consider each and every line. It's not only one line that needs to be considered. So even if the lifeline appears to be short, it doesn't guarantee that the person does have a short life. And even if we say that the line is till this particular length, so probably the person is going to live somewhere until the age minimum at the age of 75. But with extra healthcare and other benefits, the person may live even longer. I've also seen people's cases where the person does have a full lifeline and yet the person died very early in life. So don't assume that having a comparatively shorter line means guaranteed the person's life is going to be short. It is not like that. It's only that the line should be deep and clear, only then we can arrive at the conclusion. So I would say that 75 is the time till when the person's age should be expected. The third question is regarding business. Should he do business or not? See, for business, basically we look at the area for Mercury and the area for Saturn. Now Saturn area should have less lines over it. Lesser lines is always better. And there are few jumbled up like crisscrossing lines, although towards the end you also find that there's a V-like formation. V-like formation pointing towards a finger is considered to be good, and it means that this particular point would be a substantial portion of one's life. This is the heart line and the money line intersection. This age is 53, so this is after the age of 53, and the V is kind of forming somewhere even after the age of 53, probably somewhere at this particular age. The age is approximately 58, 59, 60. That's an approximate age, I would say. Good things can be experienced. If we look at the line of money, you would notice this is the line of money. When it touches the line of head, this is the line of head. The age is 35, so it crosses over, moves somewhere at this particular point, and there forms again a V-like portion. But there is a break as well. So break is considered to be a little bit negative, but V-like portion pointing towards the finger is good. And another line basically starts. So the age somewhere at this particular point on the money line is approximately 44, 45. That's an approximate age, I would say, the person would have. What changes are happening on the line of money. So the changes on the money line are happening around the age of 44, 45. So there is a break. Break sometimes basically mean job loss, work loss, business loss. The second thing could be main earning member of the family, their health or wealth goes down. So more responsibility falls onto this particular person's head. The third thing could be the person's personal life can also get disturbed when there is a break on the line of money, and that basically has an impact on one's profession as well. So if personal life gets disturbed, even it disturbs the profession as well. But the new line starts with the full force somewhere around the age of 46, and there's another parallel line that is running parallel to the main line, starting a little bit earlier before the age of, let's say, 40, before the age of 44, and it continues till the age of 53, and it crosses the heart line and ends somewhere close to the age of 55. That's the approximate age. So a few changes can be experienced according to the money line. Now, to look for success in the work that you're doing, you can be in a service or you can be in business. In both cases, the sun line does play a part. And if the sun line is good, deep and clear, and specifically the sun line becomes much more deeper and clearer above this is the portion below the headline, this portion is above the headline. So after the age of 35, and it becomes even deeper after the age of 53. So deeper and clearer sunlight basically signifies that the chances are that the person would be energizing his work, and that is the reason why more success can be expected. This is the first thing. The second thing is, you would notice if this point is age approximately 35 and this is age 53 on the sunline, this is the sunline. So somewhere in the middle is age 44, 45. That's where you would notice that one or two lines are crisscrossing each other. So crossing over of lines during that particular portion, specifically on the line of sun, could have to do something related to the career. It is comparatively a negative sign, but beyond that, because there's strength, there's reasonably very good strength, that's a chances why I would say success can be expected. Now I would just move on to another hand image, the other hand images that I was sent. See, for business, the area for Mercury should be crystal clear. The more the clear, the better it is considered to be. Now, he does have these perpendicular lines. Now, they are a little bit unclear lines. They are also like these lines that are running parallel to each other. All of these should be considered to be the line of Mercury. Now, there's a little bit of confusion about these particular lines. Some people say that these are health lines. This is the line of health. Some people say this is the line of liver, and some people say these are Mercury lines. I would say that all of these lines are basically Mercury lines, and Mercury lines are basically the lines of skill, calculations, communication. So the thing is that to be successful, one line is good enough. One simple line is good enough. One simple long line is also good enough. You can have a short line or a long line, it doesn't matter. But having too many lines pointing towards the amount of Mercury, it basically signifies to some extent that overworked mind. And when the mind is overworked, what's going to happen? It's going to secrete more of bile, and more secretion of bile basically would lead to indigestion. So the mind should be put at rest for some duration of time. So if the person is able to rest their mind, the chances are that they would have a good like liver functioning, and good liver functioning would also lead to good better health as well. So some amount of rest needs to be given. Only if it is given, then the chances brighten up. Now, the good part about the one more aspect about the business is most businessmen, they have the heart line end under the mount of Saturn. This is the mount of Saturn. Mount of Saturn is the area for money, possessions, wealth, wisdom, responsibility. So to be in business, you need to be very, very responsible. And the person should be basically angling towards the money. So people who angle towards the money basically make more money in their life. So the heartline is appearing to be kind of ending closer to the mount of Saturn, and it's considered to be a good sign as far as money goes, because the person values money and respects money. As far as the Mercury mount goes, again you would notice that these lines are too many, and they lack in the depth. Notice the depth of the sun line and notice the depth of the Mercury line. One or two may be a little bit reasonably okay, but as such there is a crisscrossing, unclear island-like formation. So it's a little bit kind of a mess out here. So less lines would have been certainly good. Even if the person doesn't have any lines, even that would have been good, provided there would have been absolutely no lines. And if the person does have it, the person should have clear-cut lines. So this is the area for calculation. So sometimes the calculations part can go wrong, so the person needs to be very careful on that particular aspect as far as calculations goes. Now the other question regarding the share market loss. See, share market loss, again, if we have to look for share market, we just look at the area for Mercury. If you look at the hand of Warren Buffett, you would find very crystal clear, deep and clear lines, one or two or three deep and clear lines. And that's the thing that brings success. A person who calculates and is perfect, is kind of perfecting their calculations, are the ones who are likely to be good in business as well as the share market, because it's all about calculations. See, share market is also seen in terms of risk taking, as well as it is also seen in terms of risk taking, as well as the business sense. Both these things, calculation parts. So the risk taking comes from the area of sun. If the sun finger is very long, the person is kind of very risk taking, a big gambler. Even Warren Buffett does have a long finger of sun. Out here, we don't find the finger of sun to be abnormally long. Uh, like we compare the first and the third finger, and if the third finger is kind of nearing to somewhere to there, then the person has got that gambling tendencies. And apart from gambling tendencies, you also need to have these Mercury area to be good, strong skills, strong statistical skills. Only then the person would be able to do good in the share market. The other question that was asked was how is the married life? Fifth question and sixth question, extramarital affairs and legal cases. Now, to look for marriage life, we have to look at the heartline as such. The heartline appears to be reasonably kind of. I'm just going to go through each and every hand image that was sent to me. And if the heartline does have some major break, the quality of the image doesn't appear to be very good. It's hard to say if there is a break on the line of heart. This is the heart line, so I don't see any such break on the heart line. There appears to be no break as such, and even out here no break as such can be seen on the heart line. The heart line, if there is a break somewhere out here or any other place, then the chances for some negative things happening in one's personal life can increase. It could be some abrupt ending in a relationship or a partnership, something like this. So even in spite of having no negative signs on the heart line, uh, yet when we take a look at the headline, because when there is a bad relationship, it could affect our mind, it could affect the way we think, and it could affect us mentally, and we could be mentally isolated. So the thing that I had described regarding the island-like formation could get applied. So this could be some kind of a trouble uh, that may have started. This intersection money, and the headline is age 35. So after the age of 35, it might have started probably after probably 4 or 5 years after the age of 35, somewhere close to the age of 40. And the problem initially is less because at the starting of the line is splitting into two. So this is the origination of the problem when when there is the both these lines are kind of very far apart. It is the maximum problem, and then the tapering of the problem, ending of the problem by this particular age. So so the headline could indicate those particular things, but at the same time, when we look at the mount of Jupiter, the mount of Jupiter is seen for in terms of honor and honorable position. So if a person does have a kind of a line, something like this, joining the headline, or if it joins the line of life, it could mean an honorable position. An honorable position can be in your personal life, or it could also be in your professional life. So somehow that honor is kind of remaining intact. So it could also have to do with legal cases. Also, the honor remains intact even if they are. And there is also a square-like formation on the mount of Jupiter. Square-like formations basically depict that the person's position does not go down. So this is one way of looking at it. Now the other question that the person was jail yatra or imprisonment. See, when I already mentioned the eight number, there are two eight numbers, jail yatra or imprisonment, and the second is purchase of property, and nine is purchase of big car if possible. Now the thing is that this is the this is the only troubled line that I'm seeing out here. Now this trouble can manifest in different ways. I can't say in which way, but mentally the person would be kind of caged. Mentally, if the person is caged, that is as good as the extreme case that the person has mentioned. So I would say the person needs to be needs to calm his mind. If the person is able to calm their mind, the person would take good decisions, and that's the reason why no such wrong possibility may arise in his life. Now, as far as even the sunline goes, sunline is becoming better. There is a cross line, but after that cross, it's all okay. So the chances are like a good career can be expected. Because I see a good career, so how can the person be in jail? So it can't be two things at the same time. And purchase of properties is basically, normally it is seen if a person does have triangle, small triangle like formation on the lifeline. I don't see any such thing. Yes, there is a square like formation squares on the money line. This is the money line. That could basically indicate property, and that could be happening soon. The age that the person is running in. So this could be the age of property. And now we move to the other question, that is cancer disease, kidney failure, cancer disease. See, cancer and all these things are hard to indicate on the palm, but this downward motion of the lifeline pointing towards the mount of moon. Moon is the area for travel, and moon is the basically area for water. And anything depicted to water inside a body is also indicated by this downward movement of the line from the lifeline, outward movement pointing towards the mount of moon. So it may have to do with something with kidney or lower portion of the body, but don't be alarmed. See, these are not conclusive things. Please understand that these things are not conclusive, and everything cannot be predicted. It is just a possibility that that we see. It could apply, it may not apply. In your case, it could be purely and purely if the lifeline, there's a branches downward movement towards the mountain. The other meaning could be purely and purely desire for travel, and it could be just health loss or wealth loss or something. Like when you travel, you also spend huge amounts of money. So that's what it could basically mean. So don't think that it could purely be only kidney related issues, but it could be other things as well. Now the thing is that when there is an outward movement of the line toward pointing towards the mount of moon, it may also signify change in perception of one's life, because moon is the area for travel, and outward movement of the lifeline pointing towards the mount of moon could mean a different perspective comes to the person due to travel. It is said travel is the biggest educator, so that's the reason why I would say that it could mean that as well. Now the person also asked, would I do business? See, this thing is almost difficult to tell. A person who has a good amount of Mercury are the ones who are good at business or service. And I would say that it is reasonably good, but not super good, that I would rate it to. There are Mercury lines, but these are many lines, so one line could have been enough, and the line should have more depth. More depth on the line would mean better possibilities. So Mercury is all for business. Mercury, if you're good at, you could be very good at doctor, you could be a very good engineer, very good writer, any such thing. So the skill part comes from the area for Mercury, and if the Mercury is good, everything is likely to be good. So I would say that continue to do what you are doing. That would be much better. Earning still what years of my life? Yes, this question is when the sun line is good, the person never retires, and the person would remain productive in their life. It is that this deep and clear line is considered to be a excellent sign. See, deep and clear lines mean that the person would remain productive throughout their life, and the strength of the line gives strength to how much success the person is likely to have. A strong line means strong success can be expected in either in business or service or whatever the person is doing. False allegations. The false allegations, again, the same answer is going to be island on the headline. This is going to may bring trouble. Otherwise, regarding false allegations, if the heart line was kind of touching the hairline, something like this, purely touching, then the chances for false allegations increase. So this could be one thing. And the second thing could be this crossing over of a line on the line of sun could also indicate, but these are all temporary issues. The person would get back to into full swing after the age of 46, 47. That's the approximate age. I would say that things are likely to be back the way they were. And support of younger brother or not, support of son or not, support of wife or not, accident in life, sources of earning. See, for the sixth is younger brother or not. See, see, brother area is the area for Mercury. Sorry, the area for Mars negative. This is the area for Mars negative, and Mars negative, if it does have few horizontal lines, these are the lines of oppositions. Oppositions can be from inside the family, from male members. It could relate to those kind of things, but at the same time, due to a supporting lifeline, this could be also the support of brothers. So both these things are happening at the same time, support as well as negative, those things are happening. So best people who get support from their male members, either father or brother, are this particular area if the area of Mars negative is not badly marked. So if it is not badly marked, the chances for support increases. And it does have few extra horizontal lines. Horizontal lines are not the best lines to have. Support from support of sun or not. Say support of sun, again the area for Mars is the area significant. Apart from that, above the heart line, if you see the sun line is good. Old palmists used to say that if the sun line is good out here, then the chances are that the children basically they shine in the work that they are doing, and so it, in a way, it is kind of a support from children as well. It could be male or female, anybody. So this is what it could mean. Now the person also asked for support of wife or not, accident and life, support, sources of earning, and bone disease, how would be remaining life, and brain hemorrhage. See, these are all of these that the person has asked. Uh, they are not exactly mentioned, but the only way we can just say is that island-like formation, these could be related to personal life, it could be related to health issues, or it could be related to any other issue that the person may experience in their life. And bone disease, again, I would be it. No books of palmistry basically they talk about this. Brain hemorrhage also, uh, you can't really comment. If the headline was totally broken up into pieces, then I would have said, would CERN earn any name or fame? Yes, this is one. This I've already mentioned how it is told. If the sunline is good, deep and clear after the age of 53, the chances are those that the sun would would get good name and fame, and due to the sun's name and fame, even the person's basically life becomes even better. So this could be a possibility. And any foreign settlement, and traveling in life. This is one question that when we are taking a look at the money line, if the money line kind of originates purely and purely on the mount of moon, that's when basically we say that the chances for success increases from foreign countries. And in the initial part of the life, there is a branch like thing joining the line of main money line. So it could mean support from after marriage or something like that, or maybe foreign associations help from them. So this could be one thing. Another line, it is very unclear. There is a kind of a broken kind of a line, something like this. Uh, this is called the YLSKW line. YLSKW line could be the line of addiction. Now, because I can't exactly see it, so it is appearing, but it is very faint. So I can't really say that is it the YLSKW line, but it is appearing to be a YLSKW line. So probably this addiction or allergic reactions could be there in person's life, like allergic to something or the other. And I do see, I think, a sunline also, something like this. It's very, very barely visible. I don't know how clear it could be. And the sunline originating on the mount of moon and pointing towards the the sun mount could bring benefits to the person from foreign countries. So this could be one way of looking at it. These days, it's near to impossible to exactly pinpoint regarding foreign travel, because it has become so frequent that it can't you can't have a line each and every day of your life of travel. And the left hand also shows similar indications. The sunlight becomes excellent after the age of 35. This age is 35, so better things should be expected. I would just end my video out here. Thanks for watching. Bye and take care.